Thank you, Chairwoman Napolitano, Ranking Member Westerman, and members of the subcommittee. I'm Will Baker. I've been president of the Chesapeake Bay Foundation for 37 years of the organization's 52-year history. Our mission is to protect and restore the Bay and its rivers. The Chesapeake is America's largest estuary. When colonial settlers arrived more than 400 years ago, the water was pristine. 4,400 Native Americans had little impact on the 64,000 square mile watershed. Today, there are 19 million of us, and we have had a significant and sadly negative impact. By 1980, the Bay was on life support. In a 1982 banner headline in the Baltimore Sun, it read in its entirety, "Bay is dying, scientists warn." A bipartisan groundswell of concern arose, and in 1984, in his State of the Union message, Ronald Reagan called for the federal government to help save this national treasure. Congress did its part. In 1987, the Chesapeake Bay Program was created. It includes multiple federal agencies, and EPA is the lead. Most basically, it helps to ensure that the 6 states and the District of Columbia, all in the watershed, work together. Also in that year, 1987, the states and federal agencies signed an agreement to cut nitrogen and phosphorus pollution by 40% by the year 2000. That goal was missed by a lot. So the deadline was simply extended 10 years to 2010. And yet by 2008, it was obvious to all involved that it too would be missed. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation sued EPA in a last-ditch effort to achieve an enforceable plan. Fortunately, Administrator Lisa Jackson negotiated a settlement with us. EPA agreed to develop what is now known as the landmark Chesapeake Clean Water Blueprint. It's been a game changer. Each jurisdiction has agreed to reduce its share of the pollution and to do it in 2-year incremental and reportable increments. Milestones, they're called, toward the 2025 deadline. And EPA agreed to be the referee and to impose penalties if a state failed to meet its milestone targets. Here's the good news. It's working. 36 years after that headline I just referenced, the same paper wrote a new headline, quote, "Scientists say they're confident Chesapeake health is significantly improving." In 36 years. The Chesapeake Bay Program is the glue that holds this multi-state restoration effort together. The federal government is the one jurisdiction which can do what science says must be done to treat the Bay and all of its rivers as a single ecological system. Experts agree around the world, and believe me, it is around the world, that this is perhaps our best and last chance to save the Bay. The Bay Program uses science proactively. It provides grants to reduce pollution, and it monitors progress. But we're not done. The recovery is fragile. Last year, we had 80 inches of rain, twice the normal, and it delivered so much pollution that scientists believe we may see some of the worst levels of low dissolved oxygen this year in decades. Let's hope that such intense storm events are not the new normal under climate change, especially as regulatory rollbacks threaten progress. While most of the Bay states are on track, I'm sorry to report that Pennsylvania is way behind, and it's a critically important state. If the Bay is to be saved, EPA must hold Pennsylvania accountable. I will conclude. The Chesapeake Bay Clean Water Blueprint is an international model. The Bay Program is essential and it must be fully funded. We thank you for the bipartisan support here in the House to do just that. Now it's on to the Senate. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony.